Good morning. September 1st already. Man. And I had to put a flannel on this morning. It was a little chilly when I came out. So, good morning, ladies. Now today's plan was to come out, prune tomatoes, prune some more of those tomatoes, and hopefully get into this hive. But my back is junk, so I don't know if I'm going to get there that far. I'm not seeing the activity that I want to see out of this hive. You can see the yellow jackets are just coming and going wherever they want. There's wax cappings, so I'm worried that that hive is empty and it's just getting robbed out. I noticed about a week ago that they just didn't seem to be near as active as it should be, but I was busy, so I didn't get into it, and I wish I would have now, because I'm pretty sure they're gone, and that stinks because that was a 2021 queen, but she was awesome. So I don't know why, unless they swarmed and I didn't catch it. I don't know, but if I can get to there today, I'm gonna get into it. But like I say, my back is complete garbage today, so I don't know if I'll get that far today. But I definitely want to get some of these tomatoes pruned up, because there's still a ton of green tomatoes, and in order to get those all to ripen before we get our first frost, I'm gonna have to get rid of a lot of this extra plant, like those flowers. Odds are those won't have enough time to produce a fruit and to get ripe before frost. So I'm gonna try to get a lot of that stuff pruned today, just so we can get as many ripe tomatoes as we can get before our first frost. Which, northern Indiana, who knows? I mean, it can come anytime. You just never know. So that's the first thing on the agenda. Girls are on insect control this morning, so I'm gonna walk around, finish my cup of coffee, check out some other stuff, and then we'll get busy pruning those tomatoes. All right, so I'm out here. I'm gonna start with all these cherry tomatoes, and you can see there's a lot of dead stuff that needs to be pulled off, but there's a lot of green tomatoes. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find the last branch that's got tomatoes on it, and then I'll go one branch past that. So all right, that's actually on a different stem, but say that was on this these were on this stem, I would come probably out to this one or this one, and then I'd cut this off. That way these plants can still take in sun, but I want as much nutrients and air and stuff to go to those green tomatoes to help them ripen before frost. And like I said, these right here, they grow tomatoes. I'd probably get some small tomatoes, but I don't think they'd get ripe. I don't think they'd ripen up before our frost date. So I'm gonna really cut this back, and I'll show you that as I go, and then you'll see how much I take off when I'm done, it's going to be quite a bit. So you can see this stem I already cut quite a bit off of it, but it goes down, and the first set of tomatoes, it's still clear down here. So what I'll do, I'll come up, I'll leave this one and probably that one, and I'll just cut it off about right there, and then there's that much of the branch of the tomato that I'll be cutting off. So more of the nutrients and stuff just goes right to the tomatoes to help ripen them up. All right, so you can see I really cut these back, but you can see all the fruit now. Now I know there's going to be some people that are going to look at this and say, man, you took way too much off, but I didn't. I promise you I didn't. These are going to ripen up. They'll ripen up faster, and I won't lose so many to the frost like I did in previous years. So I really want to get to those, but I don't know if my back's going to allow me to finish that. So I think before I have to call it quits, I think I'm going to go over there and check this hive. I can work on tomatoes later, but and see this hive, extremely active. They're still bringing in pollen. I'm not seeing pollen coming into this. And if you notice, that one's got yellow jacket. There's another yellow jacket. There's another yellow jacket inside that I can see. There's no yellow jackets hitting this one. So you'll still see some attacking them, but I'm not seeing the defense from this colony like I would like to see it. So I want to open it up, make sure that it's still active to begin with. But you can also see there's some wax cappings down there. So I know there's been some robbing going on. But I'm gonna go grab my stuff, and we're gonna tear into this and just see what's going on. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that they're either super weak or they're just not there. So let's figure it out. I don't know if this, since I don't know if this colony's active, I decided to put a veil on. Plus it is that time of the year where they're pretty defensive. There is some hive beetles in here, but let's go through here and see what we got going on. Now odds are pretty good they're probably going to start attacking that GoPro. Yeah, see, that was full of honey. That was full of honey, and as you can see, it's been completely robbed out. So I'm going to venture to say that this colony collapsed for whatever reason. I don't remember when I added this top box, but as you can see, they started drawing it out but never finished it. This drone frame is completely laid out with eggs. No larvae. That frame's completely empty. So this hive is a loss. See, when you look down there, you can see all the wax cappings from what was getting robbed out. Yeah, it is a total loss. Everything is gone. There's hardly even any pollen packed in, so it was just cleaned out. And all these bees are just here for free resources. This wasn't obviously a production hive, you know, just the double nuke that I was hoping to overwinter and get a jump start on nukes next year. So that's part of it. I like to run all my nukes in double box, so 5/5. That's what I like to go into winter with. And this one, might as well open that up while I'm out here. It should be to the point where it needs another box, but we'll see. All right, so I know this one's active, and with all the robbing that's going on, I'm imagining these guys are probably going to be pretty defensive, but we'll see here. I like big blonde drones. I just think they look neat. Yeah, these girls are definitely ready for a top box, but I want to go through and just make sure that there's no signs of them swarm. So this frame should be all honey. Ooh, it's not. It's got a nice pattern. I really expected this outside frame to be all honey. There's a yellow jacket in here, so we're gonna take care of him real quick. So this side, you can see they got that all capped off. They're filling that. Down this side, that's all honey on top right here, and then that's all brood. Cap. Oh, there is a hive beetle. That's a good looking frame. Set this off. Keep on going. So what I'm checking for, I'm just double checking this hive before I add a box. Make sure they weren't planning on swarming. Because now you really got to start watching them, because they'll get honey bound and they'll swarm on you pretty quick. And this time of year, if they swarm, if you don't catch them, they don't have enough time to build up their resources. But, see, that's a nice looking pattern too. So this little nuke is going to go into winter with a lot of new bees. Good healthy nuke going into winter. See, yellow jacket, man, they move in as fast as they can, especially if they have a hive open. But this frame looks real good too. Another nice pattern, and all those open cells there, they all have an egg in them. So this side all laid out right there where those are open, she has eggs in there too. So that's all laid out with eggs. Still haven't seen any signs of them wanting to swarm, so that's good. I'll be able to get that other box on here. So I almost made it through this box without getting stung. Almost. All right, you can see this is all new laid out eggs and larvae, so we can put this nuke back together and get an interest reducer on it. So it's been a few hours since I went through this nuke, and what I ended up doing, I just cleaned out that box that I took off the top of the other one, cleaned the box out real good and put some new deep frames in there for them to draw out. I just cut a small piece of wood for a reducer because I don't have actual reducers for these, so I just throw up a chunk of wood, you know, get it down to just a small opening. But you can already see the difference. I mean, obviously there's a couple robber bees. You can actually see them fighting a couple off. But what that does for you new guys that are wondering what the point of the reducer is, before they had to guard the whole opening, and when they're just getting attacked all day long by robber bees, it's hard for them to defend that. So you put the reducer on there, and all the guard bees then can just work this little opening, and they're much more effective. And it really does slow down robbing. If it continues, you know, if I come back out here and keep on checking it, and I think it's the robbing's getting worse, I'll end up just putting a screen on there. But for right now, this is what we're gonna do. Look at that big old drone. That's it, guys. See you on the next one.